Hello and welcome. The completion of today's date is in that of Saturday, the 4th of May, 2019. My name is Derek. Like always, all bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. And price action over today's and yesterday's session, getting above this 18 average of highs. And when you see something like that happen, then you're seeing it happen after it had a matching high for the most part from previous level. But the most important thing, it most certainly held its correctionary phase with first dawn coming in April 11th through that of the 22nd. Then after the tether incident, April 26th through May the 2nd. Then you expect it not only to match that high, but have a significant break above, which is where I look at the next key Fibonacci level at 63 and a half as where it should be heading up towards as you get to a key level. Now, what question mark situation? Okay, it usually will be resistance. Well, not here. And if it's not, okay, maybe we support it. And I guess sort of on the pierce above here. Okay, well then fast move to the next level. Well, it's already been long enough where it's not fast, but move to the next level most certainly still seems as if it's the name of the game, or that the price action relatively quickly should be in the next few days or within the week or two. Make a move above 63 and a half and really above 6400 as well. On the 4 hour term time frame, we can see in here that since this last amazing move up from this level here, has had this great run up back to the 18 lows and just rebounding it quickly. That is a very, very strong statement. And in here, we can see failed breakdown. As failed breakdown is breaking down below a key level of support in this little range in here, is most certainly that. And then after breaking that level, you get one of those box shaped formations. It doesn't spend too much time down there, but it gets past that level of resistance, usually without any whatsoever. And then it comes into the next congestion age. And if it can stay within that congestion range, not age, but range, it's between 56 and 2/3 and about 57 and 3/4, all the way up to about 5,800 even, then that's showing that it's probably going to break it. And well, it took one period to get from the 18 lows to above it, and then the next two have just been phenomenal over the last few hours. So it's showing me that we're looking for that fast move, because that's what oftentimes occurs after you get a failed move in one direction. And again, for price target, I wouldn't be surprised if it is in that of that these noticeably be over 6,000, because it only takes about a $600 gain to get there, or it's about 10% to key fib level. And that's why I think the chances that it might even happen on Sunday into Monday, that of hitting price objective, would not be a surprise. Then are we going to see a situation where Bitcoin goes up and the altcoins go down because of the retrospect of its gain? Meaning, if Bitcoin goes up 10% and altcoins are down 7, 8, 6% across the board against Bitcoin, well, that means they're up about 2%, 3% against the dollar. And let's move on to theta, which is back to the level of resistance from the entire completion of 2018 and the first a few weeks of 2019. Which means if you look at where price action was before, we're right back to where this correctionary move was. So price action broke above, it got going, had its big gain, and it's went back down. Types of moves that I think is best to have for trading purposes. I think I'd rather it go from this to 5,000 change back down to 1,500 than for it to just stay within this range. It could have just, say, went up here, maybe pulled back in here, or have something in the following happen. Maybe from here it would pull back like this, then maybe have a little bit of a gain, and then that's where it stands to this, and it'd be the I'd be happy that all of this happened because that gives me opportunity to buy lower and sell higher. And when we look at theta against the U.S. fiat, the price action had the come back to this little area, and then it had a decent amount of time from April the 2nd to about April the 23rd, about 3 weeks of consolidating within this range, then breaking through. And then last time it spent hardly any time at all at this area. And its level of support it had, well, that's where its resistance is now, and it has spent a lot more time at the 9 and 4 ninths pennies mark, or 0.0944. If it's going to have a break lower, maybe it goes down and fills a 61.8% fib level. That maybe be somewhere around the area of a 7 cent mark, somewhere close to that. Maybe a little lower, because since Fibonacci marks usually pierce extra in price. And Bitcoin against the Tether, it's not up as much actually. It's at 61.41. So it's up 2.08%, where the other ones are up 2.8. So the little bit it's lost on Bitcoin, it's getting some of it back. It's in the past came back close to its price, but it's been noticeably higher for quite some time over that. And this is a Coinbase and Bitstamp prices below. But if we look at percentage gains and losers, the losers they're stayed at 8 2/3% down. DGB down to 173. It was 175 when I did this video, so it's probably at all-time lows. No, all-time lows not seen since 2017, rather, as we are now at a point from the breakout in December of 2017. But markets go up, markets go down, and as long as this coin isn't heading to zero, and the tremendous amount of gains that could come forth on this coin, well, it's done in the past. I'll see in the future if it does, because I'm obviously making the risk reward gamble or bet I like to use within this coin. And then we look at the gainers. So in here, we have Vertcoin, but it's barely up. Bitcoin and then silver was up 2% from the previous day, but it was just getting back what it had lost from before. And there's gold and silver, all that stuff, the SPY. Really, none of the coins are really gaining in value against Bitcoin right now. And what can oftentimes happen too is all the money comes in on Bitcoin first, and then that money gets put into altcoins. So then you could see situations where altcoin prices move up at a decent rate of ascent that easily will outperform that of Bitcoin, and thus these markets. Let's go back to DGB. They go down a lot slower than they go up, and I don't think there's any reason to think differently. You don't need to know the reason why, just rather that it does, and that it's been how long since it's declined from 400? It's well since the fall in here, March 18th. That spans 13 plus 4. We're at 3 weeks, so it would probably take about 5, 6, 7, 10 days to get back to this point. Because well, that's what they do. That's not March. That's March 18th. So that's all of April for 30 plus 13 is 43 plus 4. So it's been 47 days. Then that makes sense. So it would probably take about 15, 20 days to get it all back. And maybe do so in decent size green candles. But it keeps going down, so I'm going to keep selling other coins for this one. I bought a little bit of extra theta this morning as well. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.